Deputy Humphreys, 2.5 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. Deputy Hayes mentioned what happened here in February 2002 when €65 million damage was done in the Dublin area. And I'd point out that was 12 years ago, and we're still waiting for 12 years for the insurance companies to react and for people in those areas to get flood insurance. So when people get back on their feet, which I believe they will, and the repairs are done, they still have to face the consequences of their houses being flooded and the lack of insurance. And I want to focus my contribution today in relation to flood insurance. I believe tens of thousands of homes cannot get cover. That means people cannot sell their homes, they cannot buy new homes, they are trapped in a particular area, in a particular catchment area. If they bought a 2-bed, they can't move to a 3-bed. If you want to downsize, you can't downsize, because if you can't get flood insurance, you can't get a mortgage. As Minister Hayes said on prime time last Tuesday, we need to discuss now whether the state needs to become the insurer of last resort. We, as legislators, have a responsibility to act. The insurance industry in Ireland has been subject to light touch regulation, and that needs to be changed. I've only to mention PMPA, Queen, RSA. The entire areas, as Deputy Murphy has said, has been blacklisted. Even if you're at the top of a hill and the water can't get to you, as had happened in Lucan, it's virtually unbelievable.
1 minute.
What I would ask to come from this is a national survey to find out exactly how many homeowners cannot get flood insurance. Minister Noonan talks about a memorandum of understanding between the OPW and the insurance industry. Well, that will only work for those areas that has had work carried out by the OPW for flood protection. And I'm not holding my breath to see when that memorandum of understanding comes in. Chair, we need to look what's happening elsewhere. In the UK, there's an operation of a statement of principle between the government and the insurance industry. That allows for insurance companies to continue insuring areas where flood defence work has taken place. That is going to be replaced by what's called a flood read. That means that there will be £10, 50 pence put on every policy to cover those home areas that are being flooded.
Thank you.
In our own area from Cork, the Flood Forum has put forward a very good scheme which would be a limited liability.
Thank you.
Just to conclude, I would ask, taken from this, that we go to the central bank, to the regulator, the financial regulator, to make sure that insurance companies play a fair and clear role in this. There's homeowners that have had flood insurance for 30, 40 and 50 years, never would one claim, and now they can no longer get insurance.
Thanks.
This, to me, is not acceptable. There needs to be action. This is where legislation is proposed, and I heard Barry Cowan talking about bringing a private members bill before. I spoke last week, last month and last year on this issue. We need to move on. People need certainty, security, and they need flood insurance. And this House needs to act, and act this now. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy.